Hi, welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today I am working on a new hop to me. It's not a new hop, but it's new to me. This is the Disney hop called All About the Mouse. I was invited by Shannon, and I do have a Disney album that is incomplete. We went, I think in 2011, March of 2011, and it was my husband and I and 4 of our 5 kids. Our oldest child had moved out, and so it was just the 6 of us rather than all 7, and I'm not going to scrapbook anything from that. I need to get it done, but this prompt, which I'm going to put up here, is an ad for Pixar that was chosen for this month's inspiration piece. And I'm going to tell a story about our youngest son. This is Seth when he was about 18 months old. In fact, he is 18 months old in that photo. Those were his 18-month professional photos. Anyway, Seth loved the movie Finding Nemo. We watched that movie multiple times a day, every day, probably for 6 months, starting when he was about a year old. And when he hit about 18 months old, he realized he was supposed to be afraid of Bruce. And one day he was watching, and when his little mind clicked that he was supposed to be afraid of Bruce, I hear screaming in the other room, like utter terror. Not a sound you want to hear coming from your 18-month-old. So I run into the room and discover he is flipping out because of Bruce and his ginormous teeth. Now, I tried not to laugh because it was funny, but he was not amused. And poor Seth would not watch Finding Nemo again, ever again at that age. It was, I think he was 10, 11 when I decided I would force him to watch it to help him get over his fear of this cartoon shark. It didn't go well, and I did end up making him watch all of the movie. It was just something that I thought I would try to do. It didn't work. That's fine. So he just remained afraid of Bruce and Finding Nemo. And funny thing, when he became an adult, and it was about a year, maybe a year and a half ago, he sat down and he watched the movie himself so that he could work through that fear. He also watched Jaws and a few other terrifying shark movies that I won't even watch because I am afraid of sharks, but not cartoon sharks. Real ones, don't like them. Anyway, he watched it and got over his fear, but I'm going to tell the story, and it's going to end up probably in his baby book. And let's go ahead and get started. So I am using really old My Mind's Eye paper. This is paper that I've had for a very long time. I don't even know how old it is because there's no year on that branding strip. I'm going to use this floral piece as the background, and then I'm going to take this piece here and I'm going to cut it down to, I think it's 8 by 10 is what I end up cutting it down to, and it's going to be kind of a large mat for my design on this layout. And I'm going to go ahead and trim down a small piece of the stripe as well for the top of that. It's also going to be, I think it is 1 inch wide by 8 inches long. So this paper here, I love this paper. I wish I had another piece of it. And it is one of the ones that I have just been keeping forever and ever and ever. And I am going to be using this piece on the bottom of my layout and I am going to hand stitch those waves. Yep, you heard it here. I'm going to hand stitch those waves on this paper. So I forgot to mention that the stripe is not my mind's eye. It's either Bow Bunny or Fancy Pants. I don't remember the collection that it came from, but the colors were close enough to the my mind's eye papers that I thought it would work well on this layout. So I am going to glue down my large mat, and then I'm going to go off camera to poke the holes and stitch. And here I'm poking holes, and in this next photo I have some of the stitching done. I'm going to tell you that stitching those curvy waves was a little bit of a pain in the neck, but I love the outcome. So now I am ready to go ahead and build this layout. I'm going to lightly just lay these photos down. I hand printed my journaling, and then I glued it to this tag. I believe the tag is, I think it's Webster's Pages. I'm not positive. I have a drawer with summer and beach themed things, and it's just all kind of in that one drawer, and that's just where it ends up at. And I'm going to be using these, I think these are Freckled Fawn letters that I got in a kit. They could be some of the Hip Kit ones. I'm actually not positive because the letters are so similar. I realize that this word is currently crooked, and I will fix that, I promise. I had considered putting it on there wonky at first, but then at the last second decided I didn't really care for that look, and so I straightened it out a little bit on camera. Off camera I'll do a little bit more. And then I'm going to also put some tile letters down here, and it's going to say friends, not food. We all know that line from the movie, and I've watched that movie often enough. I probably should be able to quote it verbatim, the whole thing. I can't, but I probably should be able to. But I'm using these small tile letters. They are from Freckled Fawn. And again, it's going to say friends, not food. And I'm going to make... I use the foam tape to pop it up, but also to help it get straight so that it's on there straight. That helps me to do that. It serves both purposes for me to get it on there straight as well as to pop it up and give it a little bit of depth on the layout. I'm really not going to put a whole lot on this layout because I definitely would like that stitching to do the shining here, and so I'm just going to kind of lay things out. I believe next I'm going to go ahead and work on this banner. Yep, I'm going to start working on this banner, and then there's going to be a banner on that right top corner. I'm just going to kind of lay things out now. Right this minute, I'm just putting the foam dots on each piece and just kind of getting an idea of how many of them I'm going to need. I end up pulling one more than I actually need, but that's okay. It's better to have enough ready than not to have enough. And I'm going to alternate the flag versus the triangle shape. I'm going to alternate those up there at the top. And I will add some twine. You saw that orange twine that I've kind of rolled off to the side. And I'm going to add some twine to the tag and on both ends of my little banner here. But, you know, for right now, I'm just trying to get this on here just the way that I would like it. I'm just trying to get an idea of what it's going to look like. You know, at first I wasn't sure how I was going to like this, but in the end I do like how it turned out. And oops, I caught it on my photo, and I'll have to take my little adhesive remover to get that off, but it still turns out okay. So I end up with two of the blue dotted ones. I think in the end they both end up on there, and I'm trying to pull them away from each other so they're not touching. So, oh, maybe I don't. Well, maybe I get the last blue one on there. I can't remember now. We'll see at the end, right? Anyway, it's just kind of giving me an idea of where it goes. I'm going to tie a bow, and I'm going to lay that on top of the tag. Again, I typed that on my computer and then cut it out and stuck it on top of the tag. I know that some people are really good at typing directly on tags. I'm not one of those people. I have to just type it and cut it out and guess. I'm going to add memories down below my son's photo because this is just a memory that I have of him, and it's a cute memory, and I'm really enjoying how this layout turns out. All right, I got my layout completely finished. I did glue everything down. I did add a couple of things that I didn't show you on camera. There is a chipboard phrase, a couple of Mickey heads, and a sticker that says True Story. The sticker is actually covering up that spot from when I dropped that banner sticker on top of it. I couldn't get all of the adhesive off, so I just stuck the True Story sticker on there, and can't even see it, and that's great. And then plus adding the two little Mickey heads just kind of helped give it a little bit more balance, in my opinion. I did do some doodling around the banner pieces to make them stand out, and I added some twine on either end of that banner. I want to thank you so much for coming to my channel today. I really appreciate those of you who take the time to like, comment, and or subscribe to my channel. You guys are so important to my channel's growth, and I am very grateful to each and every one of you. If you have any comments or questions about this video, please feel free to drop them down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. I hope that you guys have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.